Ted Cruz has dropped out of the race, effectively guaranteeing that Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee. At every stage of his ascendancy, the Donald has faced allegations of being the next Adolf Hitler. I get why the comparison is appealing, but at the end of the day, it's like saying that Scissor Sisters is the next ABBA. Sure, they may fill the same place in our collective awareness, but it still feels like a square peg in a round hole. I can't say whether or not Donald Trump is going to be the next Adolf Hitler, and neither can you, but what can be evaluated is the culture at large, and honestly, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Come on, America. Before worrying about whether or not you're about to be brought under the thumb of the next Adolf Hitler, ask yourself if you even deserve to be. Germany pre-Hitler was a worldwide epicenter of art and culture, and that's what makes it all the more tragic that the country was consumed by the controlled hysteria that was Nazism. We don't have that in our country. We're the worldwide standard bearer for ingrained apathy. When Germans elected Hitler, it was because they were enraged about their country's economic downturn in the aftermath of World War I. Trump's appeal owes in large part to America's introverted navel-gazing fascination with its own pointlessness. We're so long out of touch with the fervent passion of the American ideal that we need to look through the cynical lens of games like BioShock and Fallout to even remember what it was. Make America Great Again would be better read as Make My Life Meaningful in the first place. Ultimately, what made Hitler effective was the structural support underneath him. Trump doesn't have that. Right now, the GOP is more internally polarized and fragmented than Metallica during the recording of Saint Anger. When I commented on the importance of voting for a third-party candidate, a number of listeners wrote in saying that Trump was effectively a third-party candidate because of the effect he was having on the Republican Party as a whole. But that's what you don't get. It's not about voting for a person, it's about voting for the party. The president is at best the head cheerleader for the party they represent, and Trump doesn't represent the party he's running for. Yeah, he may get voted into office, but that will just mean 4 years of a lame duck president who can't even interact meaningfully with his own party. Hell, now that I think of it, that may be the one good argument for getting the Donald in the White House. By becoming the most unsupported and ineffective president in history, he may, by default, be the monkey wrench we've been needing to throw into the American political machine for so long. 4 years of a Washington full of politicians who spend their day throwing pencils into the particle board paneling above their desks rather than thinking up new and exciting ways to convince the country of their own relevance may be the closest thing we get to a large-scale reduction in the size of government. Let the American people see how efficiently the country runs when most of Washington does nothing, and they just might stop paying them to do it. I know it's fun to paint up political figures you don't like as emblematic of Nazism. I've done it myself from time to time. But the world is not divided into good people and Death Eaters, Harry. The real reason you rush to paint up Trump as Hitler is that you don't want to accept the reality that you don't know what a Trump presidency has in store. In its own perverted way, pretending that Trump is the next Hitler gives you a sense of comfort in the face of the unknown. The monster you do know is less threatening than the one you don't. So go on, America. Keep up this little exercise in political cosplay. I don't expect Trump or Hillary will ever do anything good for the country, so I won't be voting for either one of them. In the unlikely event that either one of them is able to get a new law passed or a bill signed, I look forward to standing on my balcony clad in my custom-made Jordan Owen 42 insignia bathrobe and chuckling over a glass of wine as the mushroom clouds erupt on the horizon. Note to self, get a balcony. If you enjoyed this commentary, please become a regular supporter of this channel at patreon.com/JordanOwen42. Your contribution will go to help this channel become a major hub of art and culture analysis from a fresh libertarian perspective. Thank you for listening, and as always, please hit the subscribe button.